and state level. So far we have won 18 functions. The entire credit goes to the in-charge professors and the students. So as far as V.O.C. is concerned, both academic and non-academic, we are the pioneer in the south skits of Tamil Nadu, and we have signed several functional MOU in the industries for the upliftment of the students' community. The entire credit goes to our management because of the able guidance of our management as a principal with the support of our colleagues, teaching, non-teaching, and even students. It's a teamwork. Regarding this geology department, which the HOD of the department has narrated how the department moves in the V.O.C. As a principal, why Kulabadi was started this department in V.O.C. As you may be aware of that, all the geology experts are sitting in front of me. In India, we are having an enormous wealth. The statement has been given by our founder, not by me, to explore the oil, to explore the minerals. This geology will help for the development of our country, not only the development, even this department, if it comes in V.O.C., definitely the job opportunities of the students also will increase, and our foreign exchange money also will come to our country. So Kulabadi has started this department in the year 1964. And it has been elevated as a PG in 1982, and it has been elevated as a research center in the year 1991. If my remembrance is right, T.M. Ganesan was the first member of this geology department. This is the time, as a principal, if I didn't mention Dr. Kadirvel's name, I have failed my duty. He is a guru of Dr. Chandrasekhar. Dr. Kadirvelu's contribution, which I had from the incumbent secretary through APC with Chokkalingam, Sir has done a lot of activities for the development of this college. In the management side, and being the blood of the management, we will not forget Sir's service ever and forever. During the 1980s, Dr. Chandrasekhar, Dr. Madan Jayapal, Dr. Trinyana Sambandam, Dr. Radhakrishnan, Dr. Venkatraman, when I was 10 years old, they were the department leading professors at that time. Now, in the recent 2000, 1997, myself and the present HOD, Dr. Sivasubramaniam, we have appointed in this college. And now, recent professors, those who are all sitting, and they are the organizing secretary. Dr. Muthuswamy is the organizing secretary, and rest of the Professor Rajamanikam and Thirumurugan, Ramachandran, and rest of the professors, Stephen, Christinal, and the convener, Dr. Selvam. As far as Dr. Selvam is concerned, in the Elsewhere and Stanford University, Dr. Selvam from Geology Department, who got 2% in the world scientists consecutively, 4th time under the category of Earth and Environment Science. So we are having a very fortunate team in the department. As a principal, this is the time I will pray to God Almighty to shower His blessings to this department for conducting this type of more useful program for the upliftment of this college and the present research college. Just attend this conference and do your best for the development of our country. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. We are thankful for your great thoughts and for sharing your words of knowledge. It's important to be a person of honor than to be a person with wealth. Now I request our principal sir to honor our chief guest, Dr. N. Chandrasekhar sir, with a stole and garland. I call upon Dr. P.C.P. Subramanian sir to honor our chief guest with a shawl and present the book. I request Dr. S. Selvam sir to present the memento to the chief guest. Now I request our principal sir to honor our chief guest, Dr. Priyadarshi D. Roy sir, with the stole and garland. I call upon Dr. D. Manimaran sir to honor our chief guest with a shawl and present the book. I request Dr. S. Selvam sir to present the memento to the chief guest, Dr. Priyadarshi D. Roy sir. Now I request Dr. V. Stephen Pichamani sir to honor our principal sir with the garland. I call upon Dr. A. Anthony Ravindran sir to present the shawl and book to the principal sir. I request Dr. M. Thirumurugan sir to present the memento to the principal sir. I request Dr. J. Christinal ma'am to present the memento to the Dr. Siva Subramanian sir.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Books are innately portable magic. There is no friend as loyal as book. I feel so proud to say you all that we are launching a book, Meso and Microplastic Risk Assessment in Marine Environment, New Threats and Challenges, which reflects the hard work and knowledge of the authors, Dr. S. Selvam Segar, Dr. Senapati Venkatraman, Dr. Sidambaram Sabarathinam, and Dr. Prasanna Mogan Vishwanathan. This book includes a range of topics from meso to microplastics, source of microplastics, impacts of microplastics on marine life, and steps to mitigate the problems by microplastics. These books give a global view of microplastic risk in 17 countries all over the world. The global level contribution of this book is from Kuwait, Mexico, Iran, UK, South Africa, Malaysia, Pakistan, and Qatar. About 17 Indian institutes and universities contribute for this book. The famous publisher elsewhere cherished the creativity and published this wonderful book. This book is widely available in Amazon, Paper Plus, and elsewhere shop. Now, I kindly welcome Dr. Sibira Bagu sir, Principal of BOC College, to launch and present this book to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. N. Chandrasekhar sir. Thank you so much, sir. Around 100 abstracts were received for this international seminar. All these abstracts were collectively produced as a book. Now, it's a time to launch the seminar proceedings. I kindly welcome our chief guest, Dr. N. Chandrasekhar sir, Vice Chancellor of MS University, to launch and present this book to Dr. Priyadarshi D. Roy sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Now, it's time to invite our wonderful editors of this book, Meso and Microplastic Risk Assessment in Marine Environment, who tried hard to enhance the quality of this book. I kindly welcome Dr. S. Sidambaram and Dr. Prasanna to join us online to prize this book.
Hello. Good morning to you all. I think I'm audible. I'm audible, right? Good morning to you all. Honorable Vice Chancellor, the pioneer in the field of research, and we have grown following his footsteps, and it's a pleasure to be there in this occasion. The guest of honor, Dr. Roy, Principal, Head of the Department, Organises, colleagues, participants, and research scholars. And it's really a pleasure to be there on this occasion, and happy to be a part of the conference. It's a pleasure to work with Dr. Selvam, and as briefed by the earlier mentioner, that the book on meso and microplastics is an output of the collaboration between different institutions. As you say, it's like VOC, the lead book editor on that, Dr. Selvam, and then National College of Tamil Nadu, Kuwait Institute of Scientific Research, and Curtin University. And you know, the book is in 4 different parts. It was divided. It's on the introduction part, and it's on the marine part, and the analytical technical technologies, and on the management and the remedies of the meso and microplastics. It was a kind of a learning experience, as the microplastics from different environments were compiled together, not only especially on marine, it was also on groundwaters, it was also on other aquatic systems, and the new technologies which have evolved. And it's a pleasure that during the process of editing of this book, we learned new emerging methods, how the meso and microplastics can be analyzed, and how it can be sampled, and the methods of interpretation. So it's always a learning experience that when we compile a book, that we learn different stages, like apart from research, like kind of publication, etc. So thanks to Dr. Selvam and the team who has brought out this book in a very successful manner. And it's an honor to be there on the occasion where the book is being released, and expecting more collaborative work, though we are still collaborating on research, publication, and academic part with the VOCC college through Dr. Selvam. And wish the conference all the success. It's really enjoyable to be there, and all success with mind-blowing deliberations and discussions. And thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I hope I am audible. Very good morning to everyone, and it was my great pleasure to join this great occasion of international conference organizing by Dr. Selvam. And I also very happy to just be a part of this launching of our book co-edited by Dr. Selvam, Dr. Chidambaram, and Dr. Venkatramanan. I think it's a great experience of editing this book, because during this process, we get a lot of experience and a lot of connectivity to all over the world. We get a lot of good papers on this particular topic, because this microplastic nowadays is a very emerging research area that a lot of innovation has been happening, and we are very happy to part of this, and we have collected many papers different part of the world, and we are very happy to see the success of this book. And of course, Dr. Selvam is the initiation for this book, and he bring out this book in a very success manner, and I'm happy to part of this journey. And once again, I thanks to all the team and all the delegates, all the chairs, and wish a very full success conference for this another 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words about microplastics, and congratulations for the success. Welcoming a chief guest is a moment of pride, but your experience and your knowledge are elder than our age. So I request Dr. M. Rajamanikam, sir, Assistant Professor in Geology, VOC College, to introduce about the chief guest, Dr. N. Chandrasekhar, sir.
Good morning. A warm welcome to all our esteemed dignitaries in the dais, professors, researchers, and students who have joined us today for this international conference. I'm here to introduce our today's chief guest in this conference. To inspire and motivate us in this international conference, we have a chief guest here, a person. He is not only an academician, is not only administrator, and not only a researcher, not only a supervisor, and also a vice chancellor. He obtained his MSc Marine Geology degree from Cochin University of Science and Technology, Cochin, and PhD in Marine Geology from Madurai Kamarajar University, Madurai. As an academician, he has a teaching experience of about 38 years in the field of specialization, and successfully guided 21 PhD scholars and 12 MPhil scholars. In the beginning of his career, he has spent some of his valuable time for the betterment of our department, Geology, VOC College. So with his permission, as a VOCian from the Department of Geology, we are proud and happy to mention that in this occasion. During his period, he has held many academic positions as a head of the department for more than 13 years, as a dean and research coordinator in MS University for 9 years, and as a dean faculty of Kerala University for a couple of years. Also a syndicate member for MS University and Kerala University for 3 years. As a researcher, it is a main focus here in this conference. He has published 176 articles in international journals and 37 articles in national journals, published 10 books, 69 proceedings, 38 abstracts, and moreover contributed 73 articles in Tamil Encyclopedia. His groundbreaking research has earned him global recognition with over 10,000 citations and an H index of 44. Imagine his work. Out of this, 29 articles of his publication has received more than 100 citations. One of his articles has gathered an impressive of more than 900 citations, a testament to its significant impact on the field of research, which is telling us the worth of scientific work you have carried out as a shining star in research, which is essential to inspire nowadays from this conference, because a lot of young researchers are participating in this. He has carried out 25 research projects worth more than 7.27 crores. Being a researcher, he is an active member of many scientific bodies, such as experts of National Institute of Disaster Management, Government of India, and advisor in UPSC Geologist examination since 2013, and a member of Research Committee, National Institute of Siddha, Government of India since 2009. His achievements are widely recognized. Of course, he is the recipient of numerous awards and recognitions, including the prestigious DST-ANRF Visiting Fellow for the year 1919 and 2000 in Marine Minerals, Professor E.P. Erdem Gold Medal by International Society of Environmental Communications, Jharkhand, in the year of 2007 and 2009, William Goldsmith Award 1994 by AGID, Dr. Radhakrishnan Gold Medal Award in the field of teaching and research 2014, Excellent Research Award by from Pearl 2016, Foreign High Talent Award from China 2021. At last, in the last year 2023, he also received an Tamil Nadu Academic of Science Fellowship. Therefore, for this solemn and ceremony today, there could not be an appropriate person than him to embellish, to enhance, to enlighten, to enrich the occasion. I'm absolutely delighted to introduce the shining star of the research forum, our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Manoanmaniam Sundarnar University, Tirunelveli, Professor N. Chandrasekar. Thank you.
The most respected, the Secretary of V.O.C. College, and our beloved Principal, Professor Veerabahu, the Head of the Department, Dr. Sivasubramanian, the Organizing Secretary, Dr. Selvam, the distinguished guest from Mexico, Dr. Rai, and distinguished delegates from the various parts of country and overseas, and our beloved faculty members of the V.O.C. College, and particularly Department of Geology, and our good old student friends and present students and delegates. I'm really happy to be the chief guest of this August function international seminar on air, water, and sediment regime and its impact on climate change, a sustainable development goal. First of all, I congratulate the committee and the convener, Dr. Selvam and his team, and head of the Department of Geology for organizing this such a valuable international conference on present day theme. And, to address the challenges and issues on a sustainable development goals. As in the introductory by the head of the department, how this theme has been formulated for this today's conference, attaining the focus on sustainable development goal as of the part of UN nation, and which we are going also to have a debate in by 2030 as planned by the Honorable Prime Minister. And there are 17 sustainable goals which have been well displayed and addressed at the entrance, and there are about 69 targets. So one of that, the goal which is climate change, aptly has chosen relevant to this department, and to address the air, water, sediment, and regime with reference to the climate change. So today, it's hot on addressing the climate change, and climate change is one of the vital R&D for the earth science people, particularly the greenhouse gas emission, how it alters the global hydrological cycle system. And also, what I feel that the climate change has, great impact on the present day landscape and soils. But it's not being entirely controlled, partly maybe controlled. But it will be affected by changes to climate. But what will be the type of impact of climate change on soils and landscapes? So the prediction can be qualitative, but the magnitude of this climate impact on this system is uncertain. Why? Because the uncertainty is related to poor understanding precisely how small variation in rainfall and temperature influence the landscape and soil properties or process. That's number one. Second one is, it's very difficult in determining the change due to greenhouse effect in a system, in a earth system. Then the third handicap is lack of information on climate extreme in the scenario of present climate change. So these three uncertainty has to be addressed in different platforms. And also, when we look into this system, the assessment of climate change in terms of water, air, and sediments, and so on, it all happened because of land use changes. So this land use changes affected by the climate, which includes extreme events on sediment yield, which is more vital. And this sediment yield is vital for water and any power stressed countries. And today we are coming across the great, the Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Meghna. They are susceptible to climate change. And the sediment yields, they say that it's being reduced. But the availability of water, particularly Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari, Mahanadi, and here, Pennar. So these are all highly susceptible to climate change in terms of sediment yield to that region. What will happen? Then there is the changes on climate and land use. It reduces the sediment yield in the reservoir. That's one of the major issues now we find. Second issues, when you come along the shoreline and coastal, the sea level rise is also, we are witnessing a small millimeter rise in many parts, and some of that area, low-lying areas inundated. And if we look the shoreline changes in Tamil Nadu, we find a lot of, the variation on the northern part and southern part. And most of the coastal areas now getting eroded because of small rise in water. What will happen? Because the sediment which are moving from the river basin from the upper side, it armored in the middle of the river systems. That we are witnessing, that many of that sometime get over flooded, carries more sediments and dumps where it doesn't reach to the beach. It gets blocked here. And like even I think the last monsoon period, Tuticorin, we witnessed so much of the water inundated in the inland of Tirunelveli and Tuticorin. But when we look across, right from the lower to the upper area in the riverbed of Tambaravani, sediment load accumulated at the mid of that is not so much of enormous. What will happen? To avoid the river erosions, floodplain erosions, the forest cover again is diminished. People think that the forest cover has to be increased to reduce the sediment erosions. So this topic, the water and air, in addressing the sustainable development, particularly the area like Tuticorin and the research centers of V.O.C. College. Very beginning from the center we started, we have been dedicated ourselves to work on the coastal regions. We initiated in that steps. Compared to the contribution from the core geology, petrology, and other hard rock structural geology, and almost the 99% of the teaching faculty involved in the coastal studies, either sediment or mineral or the hydrological systems, integrated with that to address. So I think that all the things now pulled up today to debate on that, what the further course of action to be done. So what my suggestion is, the people to focus here, people I think that many new face, which I have not seen, the faculty of here. But I understand that they have been working on more on hydrological system and sediment and with the climate impact. We have the issues in front of us, more exacerbated inundations, either within right from Rameshwaram down to Kanyakumari or in the other part of that. But our area also highly prone to the flooding in the low-lying areas of coastal regions of down south also. So we have an ample opportunity to address with these factors. Second one, and if you look at my own earlier work, we have already demarcated the zone of coastal vulnerability zones, different here, and the erosion points. And also the sediment is the person who worked and marked the paper which he has said that the one which is highlighted more than 900 citation, that credit goes to my own scholar sitting in front of me, Dr. Prince Soundaranayagam. There's a man who worked on that for his PhD. So I appreciate because there that time, it is more than about 20 years back, their contributions. That is the only publication that is available for Tambravarani and Theni. The sediment yield. And then subsequently we have some soil erosion model, Russell model, that also we have published. And another paper is on the pipeline, which again to quantify the amount of sediment load that being transported to the coastal area. It is likely to come out. Why I'm telling this, these are the platform which we can debate the area to work, which is more accessible to our region. So this center can deep root much more into that area and the coastal erosion studies and coastal ecosystem, such as salt marsh and mangroves and coral reef. Again, it's our unique coastal regions. There is one area which I was faculty here, more fascinated to on salt marsh of the Roach Park and all that. Today, no salt marsh is seen. So the ecosystem is destroyed, which were, gives a protection to the shoreline erosion as well to the marine productivity. But now I have seen that lot of urban development has come and all this area has become ecotourism for that, the salt marsh. But we need to preserve and need to study how this land use changes affect the coastal wetland ecosystem. So this is also one of that mandate area to be concentrated, particularly by the youngsters of this department. Then, as I said, the sediment load variations along the river channels. This is there. I think that also it impacts. Then how these impact by the human, that is, major play we are doing it, disturbing to that society. How this human society propagates all the problem which I have posed upon you to address. So this is another importance is the human society is the great player to modify the landscape and sediment process, including air and water. And when the atmospheric temperature, the temperature is also increasing, and the people feel that a point of so much of one is 10 degree centigrades, that 1.7 millimeter of sea level rise, it's going on invisible manner. But if you are on in coast for in a continuous monitoring, and you find that the seawater getting into the land side, and people now saltwater intrusion, seawater intrusion, which there are impact. Again, that studies are being posted out. So even that per millimeter year of sea level rise all along this coastal region, the threatening point of Kaveri, Pennar, and we have Tambravarani system. It's an allied system. I think that this forum, this seminar, will have more deliberation on the issues of air and water and sediments, both on the landscape of inland, hinterland, midland, as well in the ocean region. And if something could be identified, the gap prevails throughout the globe as well in India, particularly this region. Certainly, it will help and strengthen the hands of the um, young upcoming geologists of this department, both faculty and the researchers. And I'm happy that such a topic has helped us to assemble at this great platform, seeing the more enthusiastic. And also I realized that in the glance of the proceedings, 82 publications, the paper presentation is going to be done. It's really a good efforts of the convener and under the guidance of the principal of the college, who is more dynamic. In fact, all that credit which addressed today, attaining of the excellency because of his hard work and his the secretary of our present secretary of our college and their family to uphold the status, and as well that the Department of Geology is there one of the important, and particularly you can say that we are the eyes of the management. So that gives the light to enlighten the academic vision. The major contribution is coming from only the Department of Geology and the alumnus. So I am sure this conference will be a very fruitful conference, holding an international conference at this midst of time with a great, critical period, many period, we have a lot of issues. So I wish that all the delegates will have a pleasant stay for another 2 to 3 days and enjoy the hospitality of this management, as well the uniqueness of the city. You called it the Pearl City, a great, the paradise for undertaking this kind of theme, applying in various environment which is available along the coastline right from the Tuticorin to down south. So I am sure that end of session, there are some vital areas, field of interest. I think that the convener and the head of the department may also take to various relevant sites that how it is giving, not as a idea, what are the challenges we find from the real landscape of the coastal regions. With this, again, I appreciate and congratulate the team of this international seminar for their excellent arrangement and bringing out a very good proceedings of 82 abstracts, as well only the edited books is the which is the present day debate across the scientific community on debris, plastic debris. So which gives a lot of health hazards and other environmental impact, including the groundwater resource also being affected by the water storage capacity. So with this, I think that many problems can be addressed by integrating air, water, and sediments with reference to climate. And I thank you for the opportunity given to me by the people of V.O.CHIDAMBARAM College Educational Society and the members of the faculty of all the departments, and particularly the department in which I grown up. And the place which I stand here, I still remember what the same kind of many seminar we organized here, and another wonderful event calling from the different countries and different parts of our own India, assembled here for excellent deliberation, and deliberation will come as a successful R&D output for further research. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your golden knowledge with us. Thank you, sir. Great leaders create more leaders. Our chief guest today, Dr. Priyadarshi D. Roy sir, is shining example of success. Now, I cordially invite Dr. A. Ramachandran sir, Assistant Professor of Geology, V.O.CHIDAMBARAM College, to introduce about the chief guest, Dr. Priyadarshi D. Roy sir.
Respected professors, dear students and friends of this great event. So, as a duty to introduce as a chief guest of this international seminar, Professor Dr. Priyadarshi Dr. Roy is a senior researcher in the Institute of National Institute of Mexico from Mexico City, and this university is come under the world ranking is best of hundreds, and it is one of the oldest universities in Latin America. More than 25,000 faculties are working in that university, and students are studying, more than 4 lakh students are studying within the campus. So it is one of the famous universities in the America. Professor Roy joined as this university as a faculty member of a university as assistant professor in the year 2008. And he did two differentiate postdoctoral fellowship, one from India, is a famous prestigious university institute, a physical research laboratory, Ahmedabad, and renowned Professor Ashok Singhvi. And he obtained his undergraduate degree from India, and also he did his master degree from MSc Applied Geology IIT Roorkee, and also he did Master of Technology from IIT Kanpur, and he did his PhD from University of Karlsruhe in Germany under the guidance of eminent Professor Werner Samkasklos, and he has expertise in the field of sediment geochemistry, environmental sciences, paleoclimate, and collaborated with many of the universities with all over the world. And he is collaborating with the recent scenario of these plastics and the coastals with our convener of this program, Professor Selvam. Is always is collaborating with these many of the journals and then editing volume. And since last 15 years has been continuously collaborating with several renowned researchers in all over the world, especially from this Tamil Nadu, from these universities of Anna University and University of Madras, many of the universities in southern part of this Tamil Nadu. And is good quality research has been cited many of the professors, scientists in all over the world. He has crossed more than 7,000 citations in all the sites of research in the fields of research, and he's got this H index is crossed is more than 50, and height and index is crossed is 110, and he's a very good teachers and good academician in the field of geosciences. He has served in many of the journals and books as editor, associate editors, and reviewer of the geoscience journals. So, with this brief introduction, we are welcoming Professor Priyadarshi D. Roy, professor from University of Mexico City, for his valuable presence, the international seminar, Air, Water, and Sediment Regimes with the Sustainable Coastal Development will be a successful manner. Thank you, sir, for your valuable presence in this great event.
Esteemed members, Vice Chancellor, Principal, HOD, and Secretary. I'm really sorry if I'm forgetting names. My colleagues here, participants, and students. Good morning. Vanakkam. Namaste. Buen dia. Dr. Selvam, thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor to be here among you. And well, for the next 3 days, you'll be talking about climate change and the impact of climate change on air, sediment, and water. Well, let me tell you something about climate change. In 1980s, when the climate change was something new. Like the society, we have believers and non-believers. In the religion, we have believers and non-believers. In science also, we have believers and non-believers. The non-believers at that time used to be a huge community, and the believers were a small number of people. The non-believers were so big that in 1992, when UN, through the Protocol of Kyoto in 1992, they tried to bring awareness about climate change and asked about how to mitigate the effect of climate change. That is 1992. Even the developed countries, they refused to accept that. That was the reason the Protocol of Kyoto was a failure. Now climate change is reality. We have more believers than non-believers. We see the effect of climate change in every sphere of life. We have frequent droughts, not only frequent droughts, the droughts are of longer duration, sometimes of tens of years. We have extreme events like cyclones and hurricanes and flooding. No? So there is scarcity of water in one way. There is flooding in the other way. No? So the climate change and the environmental impact is going simultaneously. So you cannot separate climate change from the environmental impact. Here my colleagues, both Muthusankar and Laxmanan, they are present here. So what Professor Vice Chancellor, he was mentioning about the inundation, flooding, the coastal changes. So I have been very fortunate, not only with Dr. Selvam, that in last 4 years, I have been learning so many things from him. I have been also learning from my other colleagues from Pondicherry University, French Institute of Pondicherry and Varadhasan University about what can be done to access the impact of climate change. The very first thing that convinced the world about that global warming is the rise of temperature in the form of a hockey stick. Among the believers who believed that climate is changing, temperature is increasing, the very first people who believed that were from earth scientist community, geologists. Why they believed? Because they know how the climate changes in a cyclic way. What are the regions of climate change? And what we are seeing now in the industrial era and the change that is happening within decades that has never happened in the past. So we are the believers. And because of the believers, now most of the people, they are believing in climate change. So let's increase our community. Let's make the non-believers and believers and take science to the society in a simplified way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Your insights and expertise made a significant impact, and we are very grateful for your valuable contribution. Thanks a lot, sir. Now, I request all of them to gather in front of Geology Department for a group photo. After that, let us all have a short tea break and resume back to the program in 15 minutes. I kindly request all of them to present here on or before 12 o'clock.